Phobic. All right.
We
Yeah, we live.
live.
We
Well,
Gang,
live.
what
gang,
up,
shake you on mute,
tribe?
boy.
Oh, we're
Yo.
back with another sophisticatedly ratchet episode. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to do a current events episode for the month of January. So before I begin, let me introduce my co-hosts. Let me start with myself. This is TJ, aka the Ice Queen. I bring duality to the podcast. I'm a Gemini. Ow. And I'm going to take it over to my favorite fuck boy. What up, Shake? Tell the people
I
what
took it,
up.
had to take it off of mute and shit, so y'all wouldn't be like, typical sick, whatever. Anyhow,
You just a
um,
noisy nigga, bro.
whatever, fool. I'm here. I'm clear. I'm a little tired. I was at a game night last night, but I'm ready to entertain and have fun, guys. Let's get it.
Okay. And then I'm going to take it to my number three, my bestie. What up, Mo? Let the people know you here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Mo. What's up? I'm always coming through representing the Bronx. Y'all always know Section 5. Don't ever zone my shit. Just saying hey y'all. Hey bestie.
Hey. And then I'm going to take it to Flash the Philosopher. He does the best introduction. So just give
Yes,
yourself
he
the
does.
best introduction for the new year.
It's me, Flash the Philosopher, aka Captain Longbeard.
Oh, gosh.
I'm here to serve voice.
Okay. Okay. And then
Got you.
Spew God, Drip Drip. What up? Hey, Mash.
Ain't shit. Please sit. What's good, everybody? Peace, peace. Is your boy Mash, aka Sir Drip, aka Spew God Drip Drip. Please say the drip drip. And I just realized
Drip,
never
drip, drip.
indicate where I'm from. I'm representing Queens. Thank you, Mo. I'm representing
Yes.
Queens. Only Queens make kings.
Okay.
Okay.
Where you living right now? When you gonna start repping Atlanta?
Ooh.
He's
Nah,
always
chill,
Queens.
chill,
He's
chill,
always
chill. Only
Queens.
Queens make
Chill
kings.
out.
Queens
He's
every
always
day,
Queens.
every day, every day.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thanks, Mo.
And now I'm gonna take it to the last but not least, the introvert that's not always introverted. Go ahead, Boogie. What's up? Say what up to the people.
Peace and love, everybody. What do I gotta say? Happy New Year to everybody. If you haven't heard us say it before, I'm saying it now. Happy to be here. Peace and love, and shit. Follow me on YouTube, Sly Boogie. Shits and giggles. Why not?
Bags.
Shameless
And
plug.
Yo,
Why not?
word.
Shameless.
Where yo, the question, yo, at what point is it unacceptable to say Happy New Year? It's like, can we continue going on Happy New Year's?
I
Like,
feel like
I think
February.
throughout January,
February.
not
like,
like
Yeah, I feel
all
like
of
as long as you
January.
in the
Why
first
not?
month, you got
I
exceptions.
feel like Martin Luther King Day is the cutoff, Monica. Like, I feel
Okay.
like that for me. That's for me. You know, shit. I don't know.
I mean, the essence of Happy New Year is good energy. That's why I feel like it should just extend as long as it can. You know what I mean?
Okay, I feel you.
I'm
I feel like
co-signing
it
with
should
you
be
on that one, Shake. Once the first holiday passed, that's it. It's a dub for the last
Yes,
holiday.
it
Anybody
is.
going
No,
back
I
to some Merry
mean, it may
Christmas, Happy
depend.
New
What if you
Year's?
haven't
That's
saw?
it.
What if it's your first
that's
time seeing the
exactly what I was gonna
person?
say, Mo.
What
If
if
you
it's the
haven't
first
seen
time you've
them,
seen
it's
the
okay.
person? Yeah, it's
Happy
still
Martin
it's
Luther
a
King Day,
That's
nigga.
like that don't make no sense. I'm not doing that.
okay.
Word.
All
Okay.
right.
So yeah, we have a lot going on. So I'm gonna say Happy New Year, tribe. If you haven't heard it from anyone else, and we haven't seen you, and if we haven't seen you, that's a problem because we just went live on YouTube, and that shit was so freaking dope. Every first Wednesday of every month at 9 p.m., we're gonna be going live on YouTube, and you can find us on YouTube at So Ratchet Podcast. It was so dope just connecting with everyone. You guys were in the comments, and the topic was just sophisticatedly ratchet. Yeah, so I'm gonna say that. Before we begin, we forgot to do the singing bowl, and I think that's because I'm moderating. I'm excited to be moderating today too.
Yeah,
I haven't
do
been
the
a
Super Bowl,
moderator
baby.
in a minute
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. I'm so happy to hear you
because
too,
I wasn't
baby.
feeling 100%, Mash,
Mm-hmm.
and I had
Mm,
surgery, and I'm feeling good, and I'm
Mm.
feeling like I can talk. Before I was having like difficulty talking, like hearing our
Mm-hmm.
old episodes.
Mm.
I was like,
mm.
"Yo, my voice sound crazy," and now
Yeah,
I'm coming back, and I feel
I
good.
see
And
you.
thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Shake. I
I
see
can
you too,
hear it.
Good.
King.
Yes.
So before we begin, I'm going to do the singing
Singing
bowl
bowl.
because we forgot to
Mm.
do that in the beginning of the episode. So I picked a singing bowl that's appropriate for exactly what I just shared with you guys. This is for the throat chakra. It's the blue chakra. Let me do a little intro on what the blue chakra means. So practitioners say that the throat chakra, it's not little. It's not little. I heard you, Mash. Practitioners say that the throat chakra is the center of communication, emotion, and creativity. It affects your ability to be honest and express your thoughts. When your throat chakra is imbalanced or blocked, it can be difficult for energy to flow in that area. So I'm feeling like my throat chakra is good. I'm able to moderate. So let's go ahead. If anyone is
Yeah.
feeling any of those things, let's go ahead and clear
Thanks.
that chakra.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
I'm complete.
Yo,
Yeah.
I was talking to
TJ.
this girl. I was talking to this girl last night. Go ahead, Flash. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Nah,
TJ.
I was gonna say real quick, yo, as TJ was explaining about the throat chakra and shit, I was sitting here in my head like, yo, I want my chick to ring this before like she give me like sloppy toppy, bro. Like,
Shut up.
like
You want
I
her chakra to be
really
clear.
I hate you.
want her throat
I hate
chakras
you.
opened up.
That's where I was going. That's where I was about to go with it too. I was about to say I was talking to the chick last night. She said she don't give head. I think she's gonna need one of these jokes to throw chakra.
We're sophisticatedly ratchet.
Yeah. Y'all always segue to sex. It never fails. Y'all stay segue into sex. I cannot.
They direct shipping.
Facts. That's a fact. We're gonna need to get one of those. Okay. So
the word of the day. Okay, go ahead, Shay.
Let me introduce today's word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day. Hey. Okay. All right. So today's word of the day is candidly. All right. It's spelled CANDIDLY. It's an adverb, and it means an honest and straightforward and in an honest and straightforward way. Right. When you speak to someone, you know, I guess it's like being frank with someone. May I be frank? You know, and then you like sometimes, you know, in New York, you know what they say, what do they usually say? No disrespect. No disrespect. No disrespect. Yeah, no disrespect. But when they say that shit right there, you know they're about to speak candidly. Okay. All right. Real talk.
That's 100.
All right. So today we're going to be doing an episode on current events for the month of January, and we had some people pass right before the new year. It was Betty White. She was 99 years old, and she was going to be on the cover of a magazine, and they actually advertised her to be 100 years old, and she died before she made it to 100 years old.
Yeah, her birthday's in January.
Yeah, her birthday's in January.
17th, baby.
The 17th, January 17th. Yep.
Yeah, she was so dope.
Wait, what magazine? What magazine did that to her?
I don't remember. I think it was. Let me look at it. Let me look that up. But in the meantime,
it makes me
I think it was People Magazine. But let me check.
So People Magazine said she turned 100. She didn't make it to 100.
Yeah, they already started the cover and everything. They were gonna
I feel like there's a lot of energy. I don't know. That's a lot for old lady to even be.
Oh yes, it was People White. It was People. Yeah. People, it says Betty White turns 100, if you guys can see. And if you guys can't see us, that's because you're not following us on YouTube. We're at So Ratchet Podcast.
It's also because you won't hold your phone in the center of the screen.
Right. Is that better?
But peep game, she hasn't actually turned 100 yet because 100 will be on the 17th.
That's what I just said.
So they basically wanted to just show the cover that they already had ready for her because it was probably.
Well, that's what she's talking
cover.
about, Shake.
Yeah.
Well,
do you feel like there was like pressure going on? Like she just died of natural causes, right? It wasn't like any sort of pressure.
So far they said it was natural causes. Yeah. So far they said it was natural.
That sucks though.
But she was.
No, but I heard
that's my song.
I had heard somebody say that's
What do
messed
y'all remember
up.
Betty White
I don't
from?
understand why that's messed up.
I remember Betty White from the Golden Girls, of course.
Go ahead, Mo. Sing the song real quick.
Oh, my song. Y'all ready? Thank you for being a friend.
Whoa,
Travel down the road and back again.
Back
Your heart
again.
is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
I gotta keep this song
Ready?
And
If you threw
a party and invited everybody you knew.
Ow.
You would
Calm down.
see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say,
What's
"Thank
that?
you for
Thank you
being
for
a
being
friend."
a
Hey, hey, that's my job.
So,
I sang the original version.
All right, guys. We also had a new
from
death
Golden
in the
Girls.
beginning of the year, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
let Boogie, Sly Boogie, go ahead and talk about Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
Cool. So RIP first to Sidney Poitier. There's a lot to say about him. Bahamian American actor. To be honest, I don't say like respectfully, I feel like he's kind of a little bit before my time. This is, if you listen to kind of Denzel Washington's acceptance speeches for Oscars, especially how hard he worked to get them. He thanks Sidney Poitier in terms of his inspiration. There's a lot to just talk about in terms of his history, but he's an ambassador in addition to an actor. Well respected. In 2009, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Barack Obama. There's just so much to say about this man, and I feel like I don't even know where to begin. But he's just a respected actor, a respected black man. He's done a lot for black people before, I guess it became mainstream because it's way back when, in the 1960s, 70s, when he was like in his high time, for lack of a better term. But yeah, team, if y'all got some more y'all want to add to that, please take it.
Yeah, I'll definitely. Oh, go ahead, Shake, and then I'll add after.
No, I
you.
just wanted to correct Boogie right
Boogie.
quick.
Go
I want
ahead.
to speak candidly and shit, but I think you said
Okay,
Bohemian.
1 point for
but
Boogie.
it's
I mean for Shake. I'll
Bohemian.
keep tabs, by the way.
Bohemian is how we
I
pronounce
mispronounced it?
where he from.
All
Yeah,
right.
you said Bohemian. So I'm gonna speak candidly. It's Bohemian.
Appreciate you, King.
Bohemian. Okay, go ahead, TJ.
Shout out to Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier. Can you, what the fuck? Hello?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
we
Go
can
ahead,
hear
man.
you.
Bro, we hear you perfectly, cuz.
Oh, my fault. I feel like there's a delay. I don't want to feel like I'm talking over y'all because that's mad rude and shit.
you
Now I was
good.
gonna say Sidney Poitier is mad influential for black people. He's one of the first
100%.
black actors to be nominated for an Academy Award. I mean, their awards are really like prestigious for them, so that's what matters. But he's the first to win an Oscar. And he had a first interracial love scene or first interracial relationship role that he's famous for what movie was that? Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Yeah.
Yes,
He also
that's his
was
one.
Raised into the Sun. Sidney Poitier is pretty influential. He's a
Raisin in
milestone
the
for
Sun.
us as far as
Yeah.
yes, a raisin
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the sun.
I've been loving the video that's been going around of him slapping the white guy.
Yes.
And, I don't know
Yeah.
why. I just feel like that was something candidly for him to do. Was that? Can I get that?
Okay. Yeah,
You know why
that
that's so
works.
big?
No.
Because
It was
That wasn't
controversial
used
at
right in
the
the
time.
sentence, but cool. Why not? Fuck it.
that imagery is something that you hadn't seen before on
It was
TV.
controversial.
So to see
Right.
a black man smack a white person on television was
Yes.
unheard
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yep. I mean, you
Definitely.
guys touched on everything that I was going to add, but he definitely paved the way for black actors. And I think that's why Denzel owes a lot to him in his acceptance speeches.
And,
if we think about
like-
it now, we talk about how we're not represented. We're not in like a lot of roles. We don't have a lot of black people playing a lot of roles too. So he's one of the people that kind of paved the way for us to be in more roles. And we're seeing ourselves in more roles now, especially with more black directors and producers, or people like Tyler Perry that's owning their own studio. So they're able to create more roles for black people. So
Yeah.
RIP.
And I wanted to say, like, even though of course I didn't know him, but he just looked so stoic. He was very poised in the way that he
Yes.
carried, in
Very
the way that he carried
sophisticated.
himself. Yeah,
Well-spoken.
very well spoken,
Very
just very
sophisticated.
poised in the way that he carried himself. And I just feel like that was such a good role model, especially of a person of color, a black man who broke down barriers, like we talked about,
Of
like actually
course.
slapping a white man on TV and things of that nature. So I just wanted to mention that, like, he just reminded me of such like a poised man, gentleman. Yes.
I think what also just needs to be said is, like, in just terms of acting and just his performance as a whole, like, he was never like the fool. Like, he played prominent positions and there was a seriousness and just a grace to how he played it. I feel like, again, like actors like Denzel, when they accept speeches and they kind of give him praise, the praise that they kind of give Poitier kind of shows the amount of respect for him. People literally say, like Denzel, for example, is like, hey, Without you, I wouldn't even be here. This is because of you.
Give him his flowers.
I'm lucky to be like
Thanks.
you. You know, and that kind of grace and respect coming from Denzel effing motherfucking Washington is something real. So
And he lived
I
a
say all
long
that
life.
to-
How old was he, Boogie?
He was
94,
94, I believe. 94.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
believe.
he
That's a
passed away at
beautiful
94.
length
Age
of life.
94.
Nice.
Yeah, that's solid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Who
yeah,
is
I
it?
just
Who does
say that like he made it where black people had to be respected in terms of film because of his performance. Like, you know, there was like, you know, like if you take a look at the presentations and awards he accepted, you know, way in his heyday in the black and white and the gray era for this is just there's very few black people there. It's just a handful. There's mostly white people who winning awards. You know, that kind of dynamic from way back when. And it was just like you could tell that he worked hard. Even the white people there at that time, they had to respect it because it's like you see the kind of like I'm talking about way like old videos I've seen of the dude, and it's like you see that grace and respect that people have for him. Like people took him seriously because of how well he performed. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of shout that out. He was definitely one of a kind.
I also wanted to say shout out to the Caribbean Massive that's a part of the tribe. I didn't know this until I found out that he was born in Miami but raised in the Bahamas. And that's why when Sheikh corrected us, Bohemian, he's Bahamian. Sorry, he's Bahamian. I didn't know that. And I think that that's also really dope. So Caribbean Massive, stand up. Anybody else have anything else to say?
No.
All right.
That's
So
how much-
RIP to those two.
I hope
All
they
right.
remake films that he's been in. I'd like to see.
They have
like-
Raisin in the Sun. Puff Daddy did Raisin in the Sun. He even did it.
No, I'm
on
talking about
Broadway.
like coming up, like, you know, just going back, you know, to kind of celebrate his life, just kind of do some new shit to really showcase why he was that dude. Because, you know, even for me, you know, being over 30, I feel like, you know, the next generation, they probably know less
Didn't
than I
even know.
do, and it's like you need that kind of reminder, you know, so you can never forget, like we do Michael Jackson.
But
Yeah.
that takes away, that kind of takes away from his impact though.
What you mean?
I think
hear
that
what
takes
you're
away
saying,
from
like
his
the
impact though.
remakes.
Like I feel like if you
No, not remaking
Yeah,
it, but
like
like doing something in spirit of him to show that he's not forgotten. We do that for many actors, and so not like remaking it in terms of imitation, but something to just show something that he's worked on, and maybe I don't know. I'm not explaining it right, but someone in the acting field
Maybe
kinda understands what I
maybe a
mean.
movie about his life story or something. But
Yeah.
maybe what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know
That
how to
would be dope.
articulate it.
I
Like
would
a
love to hear about his
documentary or
history and
a
like
Me
a
too.
documentary.
like
Yes.
we talk about Sidney Poitier as an actor, but we're not talking about why he's a good actor. Like we know he can act in the lane of
Right.
Denzel, so he can put in a performance and dial that shit the fuck home. But it's like I'd like to see a film, current film, actualize that for me. What made him different than Denzel? What made him inspired Denzel? If that could be like, you know, that would be something I feel like the my generation and maybe the next generation could appreciate. You know, versus maybe going back and trying. Obviously, you can go back and look at the older films,
I
of
don't know
course.
if-
But I'm just thinking about.
I don't know if you need a film for that. You could just go on YouTube. Somebody got a highlight reel for Sidney Poitier, but if you want to absorb his content, you got to go back and look at the old shit.
Still think you could do something current as well. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look, let him get a documentary or something like that.
That'd be
As
dope.
long as
That'd be
MTV
dope,
don't
like-
do it.
And Denzel should definitely play him in like a biopic, right?
Oh yeah,
That'd be
biopic.
Well,
dope.
Yeah.
Denzel a little old and shit. You want to start from like younger. You know what
Well,
I'm
it could be
saying?
His son.
different
Play him.
scenes. It could be
His
different
son.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Denzel getting
Denzel's
old,
son.
nigga.
Yeah.
Denzel like 60.
I feel like Denzel
Nah, chill,
definitely
chill,
going to
chill,
direct
chill,
it.
chill,
If
chill,
that movie's being made,
Denzel's
Denzel
son
gonna
don't
have
get
his
no
hands on
clout
that.
off the strip of just being Denzel. I mean, we can't give him
Word,
that role just
word.
because
His
he's
nah,
Denzel.
nah.
Denzel gonna have his
He's a
hands
good
on that
actor,
project.
though. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on. Mash, you're up
He's
next.
I mean,
You
RIP,
got
of
drip
course.
your shit.
He's
Drip,
alright.
drip.
Yo,
What
you
up,
got
Mash?
drip,
What you gonna
drip,
tell
drip.
us?
Yo, here, look, I got these sprinkles for you. You want them? I got 3 of them. 1 life sentence, 2 life sentences, 3 life sentences. There we go.
Hey.
The sentences
Yes.
are in for
Boom.
Ahmaud Arbery's Murderers. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
Yes.
how y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like that was
Justice.
a right verdict? Do you feel like that was
Correct.
just
It was absolutely the right justice, the right verdict. All 3 got life without parole. Let's add in that piece. And it was just, you know, and of course, let's be clear. Let's be candid and be clear.
Okay.
Yes,
Candidly.
Miss Aubrey's never going to get her son back. And
Yeah.
for that, we have to be candid about. She's never going to get her son back, you know.
Mhm.
But to know but to know that in this climate, something that we would not really see, it was in our favor. To get life without parole is a big big thing, and I'm glad about the justice system in that perspective. The judge, who I felt was a very fair judge and wasn't tolerating no foolishness being brought into his courtroom, he shut that shit down throughout that trial. Don't come in here with no foolishness. The way that they tried to depict Ahmaud about his toenails and all of that, tried to deflect the situation, and even with all the deflection, justice was served. You got life without parole. Sit your ass there and rot. Okay.
So
there you go.
Shout out to the jury as well. Shout out to
that
the
was
jury.
candidly said, Mo.
That was candid, right?
Yeah. Mo, actually, 2 of them got life without parole. The
other one got parole after 20.
30 years. He has to serve a minimum
30.
of 30 years. And that's a justice.
That's the dude that did the
That's the one that videotaped, that recorded, filmed it, and hit Ahmaud with his truck. Yeah, that was the one that hit him with the truck. And
he hit him with the truck, bro?
Yeah, remember, he was driving, yeah. I think.
Wow, that's crazy, bro.
Don't get me wrong. I 100% agree with you, Mo. I think that it's dope that justice was served. I'm always thinking about, like, you know, respectfully, or candidly, I guess, I don't think that we should always accept just the minimum. Justice should have been served from jump.
Well, we shouldn't, right?
But I'm saying, like, I don't want to be negative. Of course, it's great that justice got served.
No, but that's why
I'm saying to say that,
and I agree with you, Boogie. That's why I said in this climate, this is something that we wouldn't see in this particular climate. That's why I made sure I said that, because we wasn't seeing that. So
I'm not taking away from nothing you said. I'm just thinking about what, you know, more that can be done. I'm thinking about, like, you know, just additional laws of protection to just prevent things like that going forward. I hope that those type of discussions are going on behind the scenes, because that also is important for, you know, respectfully. Absolutely. I feel like we can expect things like this where, you know, people are getting killed once a year on some crazy shit. It's like I'd like to go to a point where it's like, yo, we should, you know, that thinking goes away. Anyway, that's what I'm hoping for.
No, I absolutely.
That's a wild
I think
part.
that was
some
very,
laws and just shit in place, because
I agree with what you said.
Nobody should have to worry about getting gunned down by that, just taking a jog. So, yeah,
and absolutely not. And I think it makes people, not to say think twice or whatever, because people are gonna do what they want to do, but at least let you know that you're touchable. You're not. Your skin color doesn't define. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just go in there. You know, like Kyle Rittenhouse, for example. I'm gonna just go in there and get off, because we saw that too. But they need to know now. We coming for y'all. We're not stopping. We're not.
I just hope that there's some, like, clearly defined laws, so there's nothing for people to hide behind. So you can't go into court and start using toenail colors as a bullshit excuse or reason to deflect. Knock all that shit out the way with some proper laws to eliminate this ignorance. But yeah, 100%.
I be feeling like racism is always going to be around. There's always going to be judgment based off of your skin and all this other shit.
Why?
Because people are humans.
I'm sorry. Let me not.
I just feel that's human nature in terms of, like, why people are racist or why they have, like, predetermined thoughts about your skin color and all this other shit. That's not going anywhere. I just feel like
that comes from, like, that don't come from us. Like, at least I don't know. I disagree with that. Like, I mean, black people, I don't know. Like, I know, like, racism is not something that black people naturally do. It's something that we had that, like, that's in the system sort of. Like, we all don't look at each other differently because of the color of our skin. That's something that's comes from.
I mean, what you mean?
Like, in terms of the racism that's in, like, that we have in society, like, the problem ain't us. Like, we not, like, there's a reason why
the problem. I just said racism is not going anywhere.
I think it should. Like, it's not coming from us. It's clear. Like, the January 6th riots, everything that's going on, it ain't, like, it's not us.
I understand.
So how is it like I feel like racism is so transparent now. It's just easy to identify. We know what the problem is.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just telling you, like, it ain't going nowhere. Like, as much as we wanted to, you know, not be in this country and anywhere else that we would travel and shit like that, it really isn't going anywhere. I just feel like we definitely need to have incidents like this that showcase, like, we're just not going to tolerate it. It's not something that you can bring out into the blatant open and have us just, like, ignore it, because there is a lot of injustice that happens, even just looking at, like, all the precursors to this case when, you know, the dudes are able to go home and whatnot, and they didn't get treated the same way as if I had a gun and I shot somebody or whatnot, like, I'd be behind bars the same day or whatnot.
All day.
And I said to say, like, the thought process behind racism isn't going anywhere, but we do need to just make sure we showcase or let people understand, like, hey, we're just not going to tolerate it. And if that's how you want to act, and, like, there's repercussions for that. I think that's the most important thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree that racism. Sorry, I agree that racism as a construct isn't going anywhere. I get that, but that's fine as long as you ain't fucking killing people. The fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Don't be fucking killing people just because they're a different race.
Yeah.
You can be biased. You can have judgments. You can feel.
Mhm.
You can walk into a party with a
Correct.
group of black people and think, "Oh, we're gonna dance and have a good time." If you walk into that same party and see a group of white people and you second think maybe they can't dance, that's racist.
Mhm. Right.
That's racist, but it doesn't
Like,
make
can I
you
can I
wrong.
like
It
like
doesn't
just
make
kindly
you-
clarify that like when I mean that when you say racism isn't going away, I am speaking about the fact that like we're all kind of subconsciously allowing that. Like we all know like glimpses of the history, like lynchings on an everyday basis, just the mass incarceration, slavery, torture, etc. That the generations before that before us used to kind of deal with. And even though it's less of that nowadays, for lack of a better term, there is still quote unquote racism. So I'm thinking about the mentality where it's like we shouldn't be allowing that, or we should be working hard to get rid of that. We should not be like, it should go away. Like I think racism is a mental disease. Like literally looking at someone and judging them based off the color of their skin. Something wrong with you just to think like that, because there's nothing accurate about that in 2022 or even in the past.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like the mentality should be that racism should go away.
Should
Like,
go away. You're saying we should work towards eliminating racism.
no, like
basically.
act like the way we put like being financially free in the air. I feel like that should be the same treatment of racism. We should be treating it like, oh, it's not gonna go away. It should, and it will, if we like have that kind of output and energy towards it. Like it's.
I mean, it should, but as long as people have opinions,
I hear you.
there's
I feel
always
like-
gonna be people with opinions.
I just feel like
about,
that thought process where it's like, yeah, it's not gonna go away. It's like, might as well expect another death. Yeah, we might get justice.
No,
they might
that's not what
get
I'm
death, but it's
saying.
like that energy is like
I
it's
think
not gonna stop them.
Once
from
again,
coming
I
and
just think
continue
that's
doing
something like racism is just something that's been implanted in society, bro, and that's not something that gets smaller. And I'm not saying it doesn't get smaller or bigger, but I'm just saying here like that, just that thought pattern is not going anywhere, and there's going to be things that we're going to see, like this case, that are going to stem from that, and we can only hope that we see less of those cases, even if you want to be racist or whatnot. Like, cool, but just don't inject in
Racism is
society.
wrong. Racism is improper. It's not logical. We can all agree it has no place on planet Earth. So
but you
when
know
we
what?
say that racism is not going away, my answer is why. It's improper. It's illogical. We know
Once
where
again,
it
bro,
is.
racism
because
can't go
people-
away, because you're talking about trying to get one people into a certain way of thought, and you can't do that when it comes to human beings. Number one,
That's true.
So just for you to even think like there's a way that we can collectively all have this one thought and it will not exist, that's to question like what you even think thoughts do, or how people even come to
you can't
thoughts or
change
whatnot.
people's thought process
Mhm.
and how they
Yeah.
raise their kids, and
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
create
But in
more
terms of what Mash
generations
is
of
saying,
it.
if you got a bunch of people that's trying to kill us, then we need it. Like there has to be some sort of control over that, regardless of.
Yeah, we just say don't kill us.
but that doesn't end racism, though.
Right.
That's not going to end
Great
racism.
point, Shake.
Right? Facts. You know what I'm saying? Because what I believe is I don't think racism is going to end in my lifetime. I believe it can end eventually if we come to like, if we kind of like include everybody and try to get people to see things the same. But I mean, we're a country divided right now. I mean, we've never been more divided than we are right now. And to think that we're actually gonna move towards, I guess, less racism on the other side than it is now. I mean, I could see us lessening it, or even lessening like, incidences like these with because this right here is kind of like this verdict right here. Now you have like somebody, now you can see that there are consequences if you go out there and kill a black guy. You can't just fucking do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? But bigotry and fucking stereotypes and all this other shit that comes along with racism, I don't think it's gonna go away as long as people are fucking people, and especially here in America. I mean, this is a country built on division. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's more prevalent today than it's ever been.
100%.
Real talk.
Yeah.
That is there.
Yeah.
I just think about
That's
the actions
true.
to kind of fight against that, because it's like I see that here in Oregon. It's not like
I'm not saying don't fight.
No, I'm just thinking about I don't want to. It's like I'm trying to be so against that, because I don't want to sink into that kind of thought process, because it's like it just, you start to like, at least for me, I start to feel like I'm giving up.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to detract too much in terms of the whole statement. I'm glad they got
thinking
justice.
Boogie. I give you that. That's definitely wishful thinking.
Absolutely.
Not,
And
you
I-
know, what I mean, we,
and I feel like-
we all getting older
yeah.
now. We got time to probably think about the next generation and shit like that. And it's like, God forbid they dealing with the same bullshit that we dealing with when they get to our age. And it's like, what the fuck? Like think about it. Generation to generation, the same shit. It's like I'm just trying like God forbid I see another innocent shooting again this year, and it's like again, and it's like I'm sorry, I know it's negative.
Bro,
it's just
400
sickening.
years, man. 400 years is a long freaking time.
And I'm just
And
thinking
we have come a
we
long
got all
way.
the technologies. It's like
We've come a long
money's
way.
not an issue. Rich people got it, so it's like I'm just trying to think of what it's gonna take. So
Nothing,
Anyway.
bro.
All right,
An
let's move
asteroid.
on.
Who's
Mo, what's up? Mo does social media
Racist.
news. So, Mo,
Yes.
you want to hit us with what's going on in social media?
Yeah, I'm gonna just chime y'all in on a little something. First of all, a lot of people having babies. Cash Doll had a baby. Chris Brown is just had a baby. And
Oh, really? This is what, his third
yeah.
child?
Breezy?
his third child. Looks like it's a girl. Yeah.
Is-
Cute.
And oh my God, his name escapes me. He used to play for the Giants. Odell Odell. He's gonna have a baby. They just had celebrated a baby shower for him and his female. So that's cool.
this month was just like overall.
Well, this
recently?
month, Cash Doll just had her baby. Chris Brown just had his baby as well.
Dope.
Odell, his female is pregnant. His girlfriend is pregnant right now. So yeah, it's a lot going
Did anybody?
on in the New Year
Sorry,
2022.
did anybody watch BMF? Anybody watching BMF right now?
Yeah,
Do I
so
need
she's
to watch it?
yeah, it's very good, and she's in.
I
And Cash
see
Doll Cash Doll actually plays in BMF as well.
Okay.
Oh, she
So
doing a
that's-
thing?
Oh, she's acting
Yeah,
too?
second
That's
Yeah,
season?
she's acting. Yeah.
Is the second
Sounds good.
season out, or
Yeah,
is it
so-
just
No, the second season's not out yet,
Nah,
but she's in.
Okay.
Yeah, she plays in the first season, and she's been doing a good job. She's actually been doing a good job. But I wanted to talk about an incident that took place in Brazil at the Rio Grande River. Apparently, it was like a downpour of rain in this particular area, and the rock literally fell down. And people were actually in the river at this point in time, and the rock fell on some boats and stuff like that. So we want to keep those people in the prayers. I believe they're saying maybe it's like so far they said it could confirm about like 2 people had died, but how crazy is that
So
the
wait,
rock just literally fell?
Just to give the listener some context. So the rock that Mo was describing to you is basically the sailboats were in a canyon, and they were sailing through a canyon, and the side of the cliff of the canyon fell off, and that cliff
was a
fell
rock.
onto the 2 boats that were sailing in the canyon.
Good
And
Lord.
this created a
Yes.
tidal wave, and the people who were actually on the boats recorded the cliff while it was
Recorded
falling
it.
apart,
Mhm.
and it fell
Like
That's
into
also-
the
a
canyon.
movie.
That's like
Yo,
some
it's
Titanic
wild.
Justice
Bro.
League level type shit. Like,
Bro.
you
And
see
that's
Superman
why it was
coming
so
to save the day
scary,
on that.
because it's
Good
like, how
Lord.
the hell does a big ass rock fall like that? Well, from the cliff, but they explained it was due to the downpour of rain.
That's wild.
Mhm.
Fucking timing on that.
I'm just telling you, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was
Hell yeah.
it was pretty sad to watch, but it was so
It was
fast.
sad.
And like
Yes, right.
hearing you say that just now, Boogie, it makes me like really feel like comic books is trash, because that shit is no time for no reaction. There's no like suspense.
Oh,
People
how
can run
long
out
was
of the
that
way.
clip?
It's
Like 5 seconds from the rock dropping?
5
Like,
seconds. 5 seconds.
Yeah,
1,
it
2,
was.
3, 4, 5,
I'll
boom,
send
they
it. I'll
dead.
send it to you. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just.
It was
I think-
so
crazy.
fast.
I know when I was looking on it, it said like 2 people had died, 15 injured. Was
Yeah,
there
2
any
people.
more than
Yeah.
that?
No, right now that's what I'm seeing so far. Just the 2
Okay.
people and 15 were injured. So that's why I said I want to, let's pray for those that they pulled through. But it was
Yeah.
just crazy. Like when you look at it and how it just cascaded down and just fell onto the boats.
That's
that
scary.
were. Yeah, it is scary.
does it say the name of the boat or anything of feature?
It looked like
in
it
regards to
was
people?
more like a tourist or people just
Yeah.
enjoying the river at the
I don't
time.
know who
Yeah.
to kind of shout out aside from just.
Well, no,
I don't-
it was the Rio Grande River. That was at least the name of the river itself. But it didn't say. It just said passengers. Like everybody's kind of like in little boats in that particular area. So
Yeah.
they didn't say who the individuals were, anything like that. But the rock just suddenly collapsed.
Say cliff. Say
and
cliff.
landed. Yeah, the cliff.
Yeah,
So that's what they.
huge.
But that's what
We're
they
actually going to post it on our IG. So if you guys,
Yeah, I feel like I
haven't
want to
seen
see the
it
size of this
circulating
rock
on-
so I can
And it
get an
said the
idea.
rock
Like, is it
formation.
like the
Yeah.
size
on
of like
IG.
It's a big
the rock
rock
was
formation.
bigger than the
That's what
both
they're
ships
calling it.
combined? Clearly,
It's
right?
a big rock formation. And there
yeah,
was little
the cliff
boats,
was
and it fell on
bigger
3
than-
boats. cliff.
It needed to be. That shit was huge, bro.
I'm trying not to imagine a cliff the way I'm
candidly, that
thinking
was a
about a
cliff.
cliff. That's way too fucking big for just to
Yo, just
drop
Google
off
cliff
like.
falls on boat. Just Google.
Yeah, like I
cliff
said,
falls on
I'll
boat.
post it on our IG so that you guys, if you guys haven't
That's all you
seen
gotta
this
do. I just did
circulating
it.
on social media, it'll be on our IG page for this episode.
Thank you, TJ.
Yeah, but that's
Mo,
just
you
wild
have
how-
anything else for
yeah.
social media?
No, I was just touched on that, and I was gonna touch on Ahmaud Arbery, but we already talked on that, so we can move
Alright.
right on along.
Let's
my
move it
fault.
on to the philosopher. What up, Flash?
Yeah, what's good? This is your philosopher. Story that I want to bring up. I was talking about Antonio Brown. Now, I guess everybody's seen like his latest tirades of
Who is he?
running-
Just a
He's a wide
us a-
receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I believe.
okay.
And yeah, I guess people saw videos of him storming out the stadium. He threw his shirt off, halfway streaked down back into the locker room, this, that, and the third. And everybody started questioning like what was going on. Like, is he in his right mind? XYZ, this, that, and the
Yeah,
third. And,
CTE.
yeah,
think they mentioned that too.
They went right to CTE.
They
when
went
I
right
seen the
to
post. They was like,
CTE,
this nigga
yeah.
got to be crazy or some shit like that. And I guess it looked like he was off the team or something happened where he was removing himself from the team or whatnot. And I guess doing a little further reading on it though, I found out that apparently he walked off the field because he had, I guess, broken bones in his ankle, and they wanted him to play on those bones.
Damn.
And I think he said to the extent of what he wrote, he was like the coach yelled at him on the sideline or some shit like, yo, if you don't get in the game, then you off the
You're
fucking
finished.
team.
Yeah, then
You
you're
know
done.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And he wasn't having that. And I'm sitting here like, facts. I feel like
Yup.
if that's your
Yep.
response to, if I tell you something is up with me and I can't fucking perform the way I want to,
Mhm.
and you sit here and you say, do your job, nigga, fuck out of here. Absolutely.
Right.
I would have walked off that shit too.
100%.
And that shows that. And Flash, you mentioned such a good point. Here it is, somebody's telling you that they physically can't perform due to an injury that they're having, but that shows you that him be
I feel like they own you.
They own you, right? Like you're trying to own me. I'm a black, and that's what I'm trying. They love us for the sports. Oh, when we're winning and everything, you want to do this. But if I'm telling you that I'm physically injured and I cannot participate right now, and that's how you are going to treat me, that's a problem. And that's why it's very important for some of our athletes out there. And education is not everything, but to make sure you have something to fall back on just in case in situations like this. Because once you injured, when you're in it and you're in the mix, you're everything. The minute you get injured or hurt, you're thrown to the wayside.
Right.
Talk about your experience, Mo.
And that's the issue. Yeah, that's the issue too. Yes, I had a track scholarship to school or whatever, and I remember we was doing
college.
To college. Yeah, we was doing plyometrics, and a hurdle fell on my ankle. My ankle was bruised. Like, it was to the point where the doctor said if I broke it, it would have been better. Like, it was so bruised and everything like that. And I was in my junior year, and I'm getting, trying to get back into my, how I was running before. But it's an injury like that. Like, I was on crutches for a little while and stuff like that. And I remember like the coach cut my scholarship. And, in a business, you get it because it's like, you're not performing as you could have performed, but I'm still, but you're also recovering in the process. So it's serious. And I learned from that. Thank God I have, my education. So I didn't, you know what I mean? And I graduated cum laude without track or anything like that. But I'm just saying from that experience, like, that's how I know to tell people, make sure you always have something to fall back on, because when you hurt and you cannot perform your 100% or what they drafted you or scouted you to do at their school at that point, you're of no use to them. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And that's being very candid and open, for real.
Personally, I'm just a little disgusted with the story, because initially we all, like, a lot of people went to, oh, something's wrong with him, he's had a mental breakdown or whatever, and we didn't know the backstory. So it's really important to get the full story of things like this, because you create all these judgments and all these fake stories.
They said the same shit about Chappelle. Chappelle wanted to go get his peace of mind and shit.
Facts.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Sure
Here's the thing though. Antonio Brown, although he wasn't 100% wrong, he wasn't 100% right either. Like, he's an extra nigga. He didn't have to do all that shit that he did. Take off his shirt, throw it into the crowd, run across the field while the teams were still playing. He could have taken it as simple as walk off the fucking field and go into the back and shit. I mean, if he was really upset, he'd have just got off but he wanted to be extra with it. And
when you're in your feelings, let's be honest, Shake. When you're in your feelings and you feel like, oh, this white man is telling me this and whatever, you just like upset and like you
I
act out of
understand.
emotions. And I'm not saying
My
that it's
nigga
not
should
right,
have
and I'm not
walked
saying that that's
off and
wrong.
went
But
into the locker room, which is he was well within his right in leaving the field and not wanting to be there for that
Yeah,
abuse anymore.
I like
But
keeping
at
it
the end of
100.
the
I'm
day,
with
what he
TJ 100.
did
percent
was
If
a
I was
lot.
emotional, like in his shoes, I can't even say I wouldn't do the same thing he did. Like I feel
Mhm.
Fuck
like
this
we don't know
job.
I
what's
mean,
going on in his head.
you
And
don't
it's
got
like
millions of dollars from you don't got millions of dollars riding on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At
he
the end
did,
of
and
the
he
day, he
still
get
did that
paid.
shit. So that made
He
me
gets paid
realize
millions
that's
of
some real shit
dollars,
that was
son.
going on for him to do that.
You know you got millions of dollars riding on it, but you gonna go on the field while the team is still playing?
He
Like,
was
come
that
on,
upset.
son.
He was that
Come
upset.
on.
yeah, I
It's
think
not
he
like
could have
like
maybe handled it better, but
like
I
Yeah, in
he's
get
not a
his
rookie, so it's not like he
emotions.
knows the business. But it
Well,
was that real where he just had to disrupt it. I mean, I'm
of
not saying it's
course.
right, but it's like
And
something clearly was going on.
I'm pretty sure in hindsight he probably wanted to react a little differently too, especially if you're saying that you're injured,
Mhm.
but you're running up and down the field. Like you said, if I'm really injured, I'm gonna limp off or walk off and just leave the field. And I think doing the extra theatrics of what made it seem like this nigga ain't really
Yeah.
hurt or whatever the case may be. But the truth of the matter is he has like the text messages where he's texting the coach and telling the coach, listen, like I'm hurt. He had but even with saying that, it's still, well, that doesn't matter. Get out there. Okay, so you want me to damage my foot even more? I mean,
Mhm.
or my body part even more
Facts.
than what I'm already telling you. So we gotta, look at the full, complete picture as well.
I don't really
Yeah, that
know all the
coach definitely got to
details in
get
the story, but
investigated.
it sounds like it sounds like homeboy just didn't want to do it, and shit just got heated. It's unfortunate that we don't know all the details, and we got to look at it from this small, and give our opinion on the shit. But he got to be going through a lot in terms of social pressures and financial pressures to be like, you know what, my body is my revenue. I make money off of this, right? And if you put me in this game and I can't fucking perform no more, I'm done, bro. So it's like,
but the wild part is though too. Remember, I don't know if y'all seen, but he released a rap video not too long.
Oh, he's trying to be a rapper
that's-
too?
I mean,
All
look,
athletes want to be rappers.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. I'll just be honest, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, he was good?
nice.
It wasn't that bad. That's all
Oh, you
I'm
can
saying.
spit?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I like it.
I'll check it out on YouTube. Anything else, Flash?
Nah, that's it from me.
Okay. Well, we're on to our favorite fuck boy. What up, Shake? What you
Yes.
gonna tell the people for January current
Yeah.
events?
Oh man, for January current events, I just wanted to go into a few different things with this whole COVID thing. It is crazy out here, guys. Like, yo, first off, New York is a damn cesspool. Yo, everybody's getting corona. It's fucking ridiculous. Hopefully, you guys stayed in small crowds during the new year and didn't catch it. And for those of you who did catch it, Godspeed to you. I hope you guys get better real soon. But there's mad different regulations out here in New York. Speaking just for New York, right now, they are not allowing anybody who is over the age of 5 to enter a restaurant without proof of vaccination, which is crazy. Like 5, bro. Like I literally had to like I went through it just to get the shot for myself. But for me to allow my kids to go in there and to push my kids to get the same shot, I mean, you can't force people to do that, man. Like a lot of people were scared of losing their jobs and stuff like that, so they took the shot. But now
I was one of them. I know. Oh, sorry, not losing his job, but just being around people and shit.
You're forcing this down their throats, bro. Now it's a lot of times. A lot of people was like fear of losing their job, bro.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
It
was fear of losing their job.
Even at my agency.
To take it. And now they're trying to force their kids to take it. And hopefully it doesn't turn into your kids can't go to school unless they get a shot. We're praying that it doesn't turn into that. But it's looking like that's where it might end up going. You know what I mean? Also, the regulations as far as with COVID, the CDC is now saying if you get COVID, it's okay to go back to work after 5 days as long as you wear a mask if you're not showing any symptoms, which is crazy, son. It's ridiculous. Like it's just so much going on right now. It's hard to like keep up.
Can I just jump in, bro?
Shit. Go ahead.
I'm just curious.
Man.
Are we gonna talk about this? Like, are we still? We still agree that they handing out Corona like a barbecue out here, and everyone's getting it now.
Crazy.
Even though everyone's supposed to be vaccinated,
100%.
I do
but
want to
we
look
still
like
wanting people to be vaccinated.
but they going hard for it though. Biden released a COVID-19 policy, for lack of a better term, officially, and I'm like going through some of it, with some of the things Shake said, but the policy is pretty much bullet point wise is requiring all employees with 100 plus employees to ensure that if workers are vaccinated or tested weekly. That's one bullet point. Requiring vacations for all federal workers and for millions of contractors that do business. No, that's not different. Requiring COVID-19 vaccinations for over 17 million healthcare workers at Medicare and Medicaid participating hospitals and other healthcare settings. Requiring employers to provide paid time off to get vaccinated. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that's
a lot
always
of
been that's
employers
always
have
been
been doing that. That's nothing
require
new,
proof of
Boogie.
vaccination.
that's always been happening.
Testing for
Yeah, like
entry.
if you're getting vaccinated, they
If
do
you're
give
getting
you some sick
yeah,
time,
you can leave
so
and
that
that's
or time
Mhm.
off for it.
Time
That's
off, yeah.
nothing
And
new.
the last thing is, what Shake said, calling on large entertainment venues or whatever restaurants to require proof of vaccination or testing for entry. Sports arenas, large concert halls, or things, other venues will be, I guess, part of that.
And I'm okay with that. Getting tested the day before you go to a concert, I'm okay with that. Getting
That's
tested
fine.
weekly for work, I
I'm
think
okay
I'm
with
okay
that.
with that too.
Yeah.
Mandating the vaccine is just something that really rubs me the wrong way. And like we said earlier,
And it does.
having to do it. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I was gonna say, and it does. I mean, I've had my job, of course, I work for the city, so it was a mandation. And I mean, there was people literally that cried.
Yeah, because they didn't want to take it.
That cried about it because now they're like, yo, I'm the breadwinner for my family. If I don't do this, my kids, so it was just so much pressure for them, and that's what I think it is. I don't think people, and I honestly don't think, I think people probably still would have took the vaccine because you're allowing them a choice. But I think the rebellion part is when you're mandating, saying you must. Why? Why are you
Not to
forcing this so
mention,
much?
Mo.
Yeah.
Were religious
Not
people
to
excluded from
mention,
this in terms
on
of
top
people
of
who were religiously or against it? I'm sorry, not to interrupt, but were they like?
It's very hard. You have to try to, in trying to get a medical exemption or even a religion exemption, it's, it's very difficult. You have to, I guess, follow whatever protocol they have, but it's not just something that you just can't say, oh, I have religious difficult. Like, that's not just going to work like that either.
Yeah. So just to tack on to what Mo was saying, people were fearful of losing their jobs. But not only that, if you were here in New York and it was mandated, here in New York, not only do you lose your job, but they were denying you unemployment. So you wouldn't even get unemployment benefits, which was just that's the scariest part of it. And then a lot of other jobs wouldn't hire you because of this.
Right. And on my job, you got an
LWAP. Tried to go on a few interviews. They definitely was asking if you was getting tested or planning on getting tested. That was
right. And in the meantime, while you're deciding if that's at least in New York, if in the meantime, if in between you deciding if that's what you wanted to do, take the vaccine or not, you got LWAP, which was leave without pay. So you still could have been coming to work and just not being, and then they would LWAP you, which is leave without pay. So you wasn't getting paid. So it's just all of those entities, and people got to live. So of course, even if against people that really didn't want to do it, like gave in at that point because it's this is my livelihood.
I want to talk about two things: kids and then international. So kids, I just feel like. I don't have children yet. I know, Shake, you do, but I do feel like what you say. I don't agree with them mandating it for kids. It's not mandated in schools right now here in New York, but in order for them to go to a restaurant, they have to have it. And I just feel like it's too soon. We need to really see how this vaccine holds up over years because it takes some time. You could take the shot and be fine. And a lot of people's like, oh, I took the vaccine and I feel fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about years down the line when they say, oh, this caused that. And if you took this during the day, now you have cancer or whatever. I just feel like I don't feel that comfortable giving it to kids. They're already showing
TJ,
that
people took the vaccine and still get sick off the virus. So what you're saying is 100% correct. Like there needs to be more testing done on what's going on with the disease.
Well, yeah, they also said that the vaccine is not going to prevent you from getting.
Yeah, it's not going to prevent you from getting COVID. Like people who have had COVID have gotten sick, like with the virus.
The vaccine. They've always said that. They've always said that the vaccine is not going to prevent you from getting COVID. It's going to prevent you from getting really, really sick and needing to be hospitalized.
Yeah, like I think a vaccine because like the reason why I keep saying it like that because I'm thinking like I've spoken with people who've experienced COVID and kind of the frustration they were dealing with before the vaccine came out, like early. But then I've spoken with people who have taken the vaccine recently, and they're dealing with the exact same kind of frustrations and pains that the previous people who were not vaccinated are dealing with. So it's like, again, it just makes me wonder how much protection does this vaccine even provide?
Yeah.
Like it's clearly not working.
That's a whole nother
Clearly.
story.
Clearly
Because there's so
not,
many new
Boogie.
variants. Like
Clearly
that's a
not,
whole
Boogie.
nother.
I mean,
And that's the
Sorry,
thing that
Zach.
bugs me. I've never seen a variant so
that's
quickly
right.
with like 3 to 5
No.
cousins, and it's
There's
like they
new
all stronger than the
variants
other one.
coming
Like
up in the
coming
DBZ
up.
characters,
Crazy.
these motherfucking COVID
And
guys.
it's
Like,
starting to be like the
shit.
common cold if you think about it. No one's really
Crazy.
dying from it. And not for nothing. I think
That was funny.
Mo had posted this. It's like everyone was hiding from COVID, like playing squid games. It was like we were all dodging that shit. And out of nowhere, like 2 weeks ago, I felt like they just sprayed something in the air because out of nowhere, 10 people had COVID out of nowhere. And I was just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? How did this person get
What the
COVID?
fuck,
Like
yo?
they're spraying something in the air or something. Like, and then
Yeah.
this is the last thing that I wanted to mention about COVID, and I swear I'm done. I just don't like the fact that not just internationally, but here in New York, we're setting the tone for other states. I know that California started mandating stuff. Boston started, or Massachusetts started mandating the vaccine as well. And I feel like that's because New York is setting the tone of people doing it. Also,
New York City.
internationally, what'd you say, Shake?
It's just New York City, not the whole state. The whole state is not mandating.
Yes, but New York City.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying that when New York City, a big city like New York City, which is like the epicenter of, like, New York City is just well
Finance.
known, right? So
Yeah.
when we start doing things and it's
well
somewhat
known. Yeah.
everybody wants to follow it is all I'm just trying to say, and they think
That's
that
not
it's
smart.
working.
Nah,
So
that ain't true.
everyone's
We don't get down
following.
like that in the A. We don't do that. We don't
I
do
know,
that out
or
here in
Florida,
Atlanta.
or
I mean, the
Texas.
A violent its own way though. That A a little bit
I
different.
tell you,
though. A little
last
different.
week. Oh, you want to know about restrictions out here? Nah, let me tell you about this shit. So last week we went to 4 different parties, right? We got bottle service every night. Nobody wore no masks. Okay, wasn't nobody out here
Wow.
coughing, and everybody's having a good time. Niggas had hookah, niggas smoking weed, and it was amazing.
Wow.
Okay, it was a fantastic time. No regulations. Nobody took no fucking cards except for ID to get in.
No.
It's crazy.
No.
Atlanta all the way open. That's
Yeah,
all the
they've
way.
been
All the way.
open.
I
Last
mean, y'all
thing,
some
so
wild motherfuckers though. I'll give y'all that.
this is the international thing I want to say real quick. I was just in Jamaica, right? So once the CDC passed 10 days and changing it from 10 days to 5 days, Jamaica did the same thing. The
What?
US, yes, Jamaica did the same thing. And I'm just like, what the fuck? It's because when they see the US doing things, a lot of other countries start to adapt what we're doing. And I'm like, why the fuck are you following us? We're dumb. We're
I'm
dumb.
thinking about like just the flight, like getting into America. So I'm thinking other states, other countries kind of have to comply with that if they want to have people coming to America.
No, everybody has their
Because
own
like
rules.
Jamaica doing that, I'm thinking about like Jamaican artists, and it's like that's the only reason. Like Jamaican artists coming to America, New York, to whatever, do tours or perform or whatever, and it's like that's the only thing I can think of that would make other countries want to comply. Because it's like if you don't want to go to
Artists?
America, why the like
Why
if you don't want to
artists,
go to New York City or America,
yeah,
why
why
would you
artists?
comply?
You don't got other niggas who come out of those countries? Doctors,
No, I
lawyers,
mean-
professions, just artists?
Well, I was just thinking about. I remember there was a time where Jamaican artists really couldn't come to New York, or just America
No,
to
only
come
one
perform.
artist couldn't come to New York, and
Oh,
was,
then
I
I'm
think,
completely
Buju.
mistaken, and I'm gonna shut the f up on that.
Yeah. I'm like,
true.
what? What are you talking about?
My bad. I thought it was more than one on some real shit. So
No,
pardon me
I
on
think
that.
Buju,
Shout out to
because
Buju.
he was incarcerated or whatever. But
Yeah, he
no,
had some charges.
in Jamaica, they started adapting the same thing. And I think because a lot of countries look up to the US, or I can't even say that with a straight face,
Yeah, I can't
we
buy that.
create, yeah, a lot of countries end up
We
following what we're
trendy.
doing, and we're doing stupid shit. They just want us back in the
Right.
workforce. No one wants to lose any money. All right,
the
so
pandemic. Like I keep forgetting that people like the money also drives things behind the scenes. Like even though we have a pandemic and people want us to get tested, vaccinated, they all want us to go back to work and be among each other anyway. Mask
no,
or
they
no
just
mask.
want the money to continue. That's what they want. That's why they're pushing the vaccine so hard, because they want us to
Get back to work and get the money
get
flowing.
back to
I
work.
keep forgetting
Yeah,
about that shit.
and the
They don't give a
vaccine
fuck
doesn't
about
do
us. They just
anything.
want the
You have
bread.
to be tested.
Gotta
I just feel
follow
like
the
I'm
money, bro.
Yeah, I keep
Yeah, I'm
forgetting
not-
about that. Oh, fuck about the vaccine. They just want us to get back to work.
Shake,
I'm
did you
not-
have anything else, fuckboy? Okay, go ahead, Flash. What you gonna say?
No, I was just saying I'm not even like an anti-vax dude, but I'm definitely not like a pro-mandate type of person.
Yeah, I think that's how we all feel.
I feel like as long as the vaccine is doing things on an individual basis where like, okay, you don't want to get super ill and be up in the hospital, then like, yeah, go for it, because that, if the statistics say, okay, yeah, the people with the vaccine have less of a hard time in the hospital, then cool, go with it. But I don't agree with, like I said,
The
pushing
mandate.
it and hitting you where it hurts as far as your job in order to say like, hey, well,
Yes.
if you don't get this, then you don't get that. You know what I'm saying? And that's my biggest issue with like everything that's going on with this pandemic and like what the mandates and what these companies are doing. So yeah.
All right.
You
Well,
know, as
go ahead.
far as like, in closing, I noticed that they stopped posting the death numbers when they talk about COVID, but like you were saying, a lot less people are dying from it. So I'm not sure
Shake, I'm gonna
why
look that
they're
up
not
right
really
now. Shake,
talking
you so
about. No, I'm just saying,
smart.
like TJ said, a lot less people are dying from it. And to be honest with you,
It's like the
I'm
common
seeing a
cold
lot.
now.
I'm seeing a lot milder symptoms from people who
I
are
don't
saying
even want
they
to think
have
about the
COVID.
COVID like that.
Nobody's
Like
really
that
telling
shouldn't
me
be
that they're
common.
going to the hospital, and I'm just going off of people who have told me they have COVID. I haven't heard from anyone who's had serious symptoms.
Well, I don't know. I
where they have
think
been in the
I think Casely's in the
I
hospital
have
right now.
absolutely.
I think,
COVID's definitely
You
like
know what I'm
real.
saying?
Oh, is he
So,
really? Oh no, for
yeah,
COVID?
K
Flash?
Slay?
yeah. I think
That's a
Casely's in the
DJ here in
hospital.
New York.
DJ K Slay?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, COVID is out here, man. It's out here. Anybody could get it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
unfortunately.
And I mean, all I think we should do, we should just stay safe. Try to be safe during the winter. The summer's coming back. Try not to go into big crowds with your mask. That's all I can tell you guys to do. I'm not the CDC, but
Also,
I mean, try to do the most you can to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
it's really important to keep in mind that there are still other things out there that will get you sick. There's
Yes.
still the cold. There's still the flu. There's still other bugs out there. So please,
There's still HIV.
everything is not COVID. If you get sick, take care of yourself. Eat your vitamins, drink your teas, stay hydrated, and we'll get yourself back to a space of wellness. But
Facts.
Yeah.
we're gonna make it.
Every time somebody coughs, they're like, "Oh shit, that's COVID. You got COVID. You got COVID." So I'm
I feel
so
like that
happy that
energy
I'm
is
not
just
coughing
toxic as hell.
anymore
You
because
shouldn't even
niggas would have
assume
been like
that.
scared.
Like that's
Word.
crazy.
I
Because
will
you got
get
people with
local
allergies
cough
that
and
just
go
cough
to another
naturally. You
room.
can't just be assuming they got COVID off of that. That's crazy.
Nah,
I mean,
I'll get
In this
local
day and
cough.
age, Boogie, it's hard
Yeah,
not
yeah.
to. Like,
Yeah. It's just what
Nope.
it is right now. It's not going to be the
Oh,
most
God.
permanent thing, probably.
Don't look
But
at me
damn.
like I'm sick
Word.
just because I do something that's like naturally human.
Yo,
Coughing the fuck
last
out of it.
night I was at the party and I had the cough and shit. I made sure like I held it and went into the other room, like a nice
Mhm.
quiet room.
You guys get embarrassed to cough publicly?
yes. Hell yeah, Boogie. Where you been
Oh
at?
wow, I must be
Where you
different.
been
I'm
at?
what?
bro.
That's the
I
classic
don't cough in
symptom of
public,
COVID is the
Yo,
cough.
Word.
Yo,
I
that's
do
wild.
not
That's a
Yo,
classic
public,
Shit,
bro.
I'm a shit. Okay,
I'm not
I
gonna
didn't know
lie.
that.
We was all driving and my cousins were coughing, and I was like, "Let me put." I had my mask on the entire ride, right or wrong. Shake.
Facts.
Shake
You
started
definitely
coughing.
did.
I was like, "There's a mask right there, Shake." Shake put on the
I
mask.
feel like I would only
he
mask
broke
up if
the
it was
tie of the
strangers,
mask
but if
that
it's
goes
like my
behind his
people's
ear,
coughing,
and I
I'm
was
good.
like,
I
and
ain't gonna
he
be
tied
assuming
that shit.
nothing
Like,
unless they be
tied
like,
it.
"Yo, I'm not
Protect
feeling good" or
yourself.
something to that degree, you know. But I don't know. I don't know. I just wouldn't play somebody like that if I heard him coughing, especially if I know
I
him.
mean,
You're not trying to
is
you're not
what
play
it
him.
is,
You're not the
Boogie.
Well, I
rest
mean,
of
like
the world,
naturally, I
bro.
wouldn't have that instinct in my mind. Like, what's motherfucker sick? Unless it like spitting up phlegm, it had to be something visual, like some evidence. You know what I mean?
How's COVID out there in Washington D.C. right? I mean, not Washington D.C. in Washington State right now. You're in
Oregon.
Oregon, right?
In Portland,
You're in
my
Oregon,
God.
Portland, right? Portland. You're
Yeah.
close. But how is it out there, Portland?
It's pretty
It's
bad
crazy.
out here. Like we got like I wouldn't say that we got like crazy like mandates, but everyone's masked up. But
Maybe
that's all I can really say.
maybe also take into account your work from home, nigga. So
Yeah,
you're
that's
not
a
really
blessing.
outside and around people all day who are like.
But I can tell you from what
And-
I've seen, like walking around like outside, like people are starting to not give a F less. Like they take their mask off and just walking around like it's nothing.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, like it's only a matter of time. Like if it's getting worse for everybody else, it's gonna get worse for us too because we ain't following the rules neither.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna close it off. We should make sure that we're getting tested. That's really important because you're spreading it. Wash your hands, social distance.
Big facts.
Right.
Is it my turn now, Shake? Did you have anything else to share?
Nah, we good, baby. Go ahead.
All right,
You
so
got
now
this.
it's time for TJ's reality talk. So I've been giving you guys a rundown on the reality TV shows that I've been watching for the podcast. We've been doing Married at First Sight. There's a new season. I haven't been caught up on that yet because Ready to Love has my full freaking attention. And we have a friend of the tribe that's actually on the cast.
Talk about
His name is Phil. And he made it to the very end. So, and the last episode just happened. So if you guys are not watching Ready to Love, please catch up before the reunion.
I missed it. I ain't watching yet.
The reunion is juicy AF. Okay. So Ready to Love. Yeah. Ready to Love is on OWN. That's Oprah's network. It comes on every Friday night.
Yes.
And like I said, we've been supporting Phil, and he came in as a silent killer. Like he was really like the nice guy, really quiet. And I feel like they tried to test his character. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And I know Mo has really strong feelings about that. Mo,
I went,
just talk about it real quick.
Yes,
I'll let you take that.
I expressed myself to MASH. I was kind of very upset how Shiloh tried to portray Phil. I didn't like that.
Wait, let me back up and give him a little preview of what Ready to Love. So Ready to Love is a dating show. It starts with 20 people, 10 females and 10 males, and you pretty much date each other until you find out who you want to be more committed with in a relationship. And at the end, there's like usually 3 or 4 couples that decide to be in a relationship, and one person gets eliminated. The females get to eliminate one guy every week, and the males get to eliminate one female every week. So Mo is talking about a female by the name of Shiloh that was on a date with Phil. Phil actually had a few girls that were feeling him, believe it or not. So it was Shiloh, Sidney, and was there another girl? It was Aisha at one point. It was Aisha,
and it was the other girl too. I can't remember her name right now.
Taisha.
Let
me find her name. I have it right here.
Yeah,
but
I can't remember.
There was a situation that happened between Phil and Shiloh, and Mo is going to go ahead and talk about that real quick.
So basically, Shiloh and Phil went out. They went out on a date, whatever. In prior to this, Shiloh was
that was her name,
Tasia. Yes, Shiloh was basically trying to. Cool. Yes, Tasia. Shiloh was basically kept asking Phil in a sense, about
where do we stand.
She had previously asked him where do they stand. He provided his answer. She said nothing about it then. Now they're out enjoying themselves at a bar or whatever the case may be. I guess she brings it back up again, which was, you've already discussed this with him. So why didn't you ask him at the time when you first discussed this? Needless to say, it seems like maybe she got upset. She stormed up. It was about, I want to say it was said that it was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. She's walking off down, somewhere dark in the street. So Phil goes to her and tries to pick her up to bring her to the car, for her safety, and I guess, Shiloh said she didn't want to be, she felt touched. She didn't want to be touched. He didn't have to touch her. It brought up memories for her. And while I absolutely understand that, but from Phil's perspective, he was saying he was doing it as a form to protect her because it's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You're walking down the street. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. You're not listening. So at that point, I have to. I'm
and you drunk.
You have to take you to the car, right? To take you to the car, you're drunk. Phil said he had 1 drink, so clearly he wasn't drunk at that point in time. But she was, she was drinking, and he wanted to ensure her safety. And I think how she portrayed him. And one thing that I love and respect about Tommy is Tommy asked her, "Did you feel like he physically grabbed you to be physical to harm you?" And she said no. So if you're able to articulate and said, for a fact that man was not trying to physically harm you at that point in time, I think that you just tried to portray him as, oh my God, he picked me up. But you just said he didn't do it to physically harm you. You felt that he emotionally, you talked about emotionally hurting you, and that's fine. Then say that, Phil, I felt that you emotionally, made me feel a type of way. But the physical piece, I didn't like the physical piece because at first it was portrayed as if like he physically was grabbing you up or roughing you up or something like that. That's how it was portrayed initially. I have no problem with you saying emotionally, Phil, you made me feel X, Y, and Z. Not an issue for me. But to do that to his character, I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Yeah, nah, I agree. I didn't like that at all. I mean, I didn't like it for a couple of reasons. One, that's my man's in him, and I know him as a person, so I know he would never do anything out of pocket like that.
Yeah.
2, you know how damaging those type of statements could be to somebody's life.
Character.
Like, any idea in this day and age how damaging those
with the Me Too movement and everything.
What?
What are you
doing? You look stupid out here. What are you doing? Just because he didn't tell you what you wanted to hear, now you want to behave this way? I feel like that's that is very dangerous to behave in that kind of way and have that type of platform. Come on, Shorty, you got to do better than that.
Yeah,
You got.
And we know like the power of our
dangerous.
words. It's like, not to, play. I feel like you kind of know what you're doing when you kind of word it like that as well. Like you have to in this day and age.
I mean, and I'm not trying to overlook her experience and her feelings.
Me neither.
That's not my intention. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You felt what you felt and you went through what you went through, but understand that you could really damage this person. You can really damage this person. And that's all. That's crazy.
I mean, feelings are not facts. So regardless of what she was feeling, the fact of the matter is like, you ain't really do it like she tried to imply that she initially did, right? So that's, I don't know.
I just
have a
feel
question
like
for you guys. Oh, go ahead, Flash.
No, I was just saying I feel like Phil was just on his protect black women shit, and
that's what it was.
In her mind, it was a little bit different. So,
and I respect Sidney, and I just want to bring this part up. If you want to talk about that, TJ, you can.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that, but that's okay. So I was pretty much just like what Mash says. He knows Phil and he knows his character, and his character was, like it did look like she was attacking his character, but I think the people that really knew him and that could experience him were like, oh no, that's not Phil.
That's not
and
Phil.
Sydney is another female on the cast, and she has a relationship with Phil, and she was like, from what I know, he's a protector. And he's going to try to protect you. And so she kind of knew that this was not exactly the way that, I don't think he did it in the way that this girl was trying to portray. And is that what you were going to say, Mo?
Yes, I was going to say that Sidney spoke to Phil's character, and Phil basically said, he really appreciated that. And she said, I've never known you to be aggressive or anything of that nature. So, and she said, and that doesn't change my view about you. And I think for Phil to hear that gave him kind of, a solace to know, wow, okay, good. Because, of course he's thinking the same thing about his character, but she assured him and said, listen, I don't think anything different of you. I know who you are. You are a protector, but I'm glad to at least sit down and speak to you. And that was basically that. And then she didn't harp on the situation, and they completely moved through their date. And I thought that was the bomb. I was like, wow, that was awesome, because I think most of the females know that. Even when Aisha, I think she got into a car accident or something with her car, Phil is the one that went to go meet her. From my recollection. So it seems like he's a well-rounded dude.
No, I definitely co-sign Phil's character too. That's definitely one of the homies from college, and I've been around his family. I've been around him, and he's just really like a wholesome dude. So
So.
Well, if you guys are not watching Ready to Love, I'm not going to spoil it for you. We're going to have a whole episode on Ready to Love coming up in the future. We'll also have Phil come on because like I said, he's a friend of the tribe. And,
he's the tribe. He's part of the tribe.
He's a part of the tribe, yes. And we're all rooting for him. So we wanted to clear up his character issue. And I'm not going to spoil it for you guys to see who he ends up with at the end, but he did make it to the end with someone, but we'll know everything after the reunion. Another show that I want to bring up real quick is Love After Lockup.
Oh yeah.
Did I bring this up to you guys before?
I've seen a couple episodes, but I feel like I gotta laugh every time I watch an episode.
Yes, some of them be crazy. I haven't watched it consistently, but Love After Lockup is hilarious.
Okay, so I'm gonna let the tribe know that's another reality show that is a really good one. Love After Lockup is a show where people meet people that are actual people on the outside of being incarcerated, meet people that are incarcerated. And after the person is out of prison, they follow their lives after prison. And so sometimes it's like a lot of women and men that are just talking a whole bunch of sweet shit in your ear while they locked up because they ain't got nothing but time on their hands while they locked up. And when they come out, shit be different. So I just wanted to bring that up to you guys. And I wanted to ask you guys a quick question. Would anybody, actually, this is a burner question.
Wait,
y'all got your cards or not?
What's the burner question?
All right. Would you ever date someone that's been locked up?
Let me tell you.
Or while they locked up?
You said while they're locked up?
Yeah.
While they're locked up?
While they locked up. Because that's how the relationship starts.
So I want to be clear. So you met them while they were incarcerated?
Yes. You met them while they were incarcerated.
God damn it.
I see your answer, Shake. No. All right. So everybody says, well, no, Boogie. We're waiting for Boogie. So Mash says no, along with Shake and Mo. And then, is that a no,
Boogie says
Boogie?
no.
Yes.
Boogie said
All right.
no.
So Mo, Shake, Mash, and Boogie
Yo.
say no, and then me and Flash say sophisticatedly
Sophisticatedly
ratchet.
ratchet.
So
I'm a-
why sophisticatedly ratchet?
Oh, I'm about to say
Flash?
no. Okay, go ahead.
You said what? You said
Why
me?
is it sophisticatedly ratchet for you?
Nah, I ain't even gonna hold you. I think I seen like this some prison bae chick, and she looked pretty
look-
decent.
They look pretty, I know.
Yeah, and I'm saying like, you
Mhm.
know, like they still people, you know, like yeah.
What she in for?
She stabbed somebody.
That's a good question.
You don't
Yeah.
think you could be, you don't think you could be next?
Just the question. Just the
But-
question.
But she stabbed her as a teen, you know, and it was over something, you know. I mean, we've all been in them places where shit could have went left, and it just went left for her. It doesn't make her a bad person. She just had a bad
Mhm.
moment. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was saying like maybe she's like a really dope person on the inside. You know,
That's a lot of maybes, my nigga.
Right.
Word.
I
I
mean,
think- No,
I
I'm
just-
gonna say
go ahead.
Flash. No, I agree with I said no because the question was like while they're currently incarcerated, am I gonna date them
Word.
now? Now for me it's a no. Now this is a different scenario now. For instance, if I'm with the person and then they got incarcerated, that may look a little different because I'm with them prior to them getting locked up. But knowing that they're locked up and I'm like pen paling them, no, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Let me ask you a question.
Not
How
a-
Yeah,
long,
I'm
how long
co-signing that
before
one.
you
That's-
break up with
Yeah,
them? They tell
I'm
them
not
Mo, how long before you break up with them if they tell them they had 10 joints?
10 years.
They gotta do,
Like,
they gotta
I'm
do
meeting
10
that-
years and shit.
I'm meeting and I'm meeting.
You waiting that time out?
Wait, am I with the person already or what?
Yeah, you're with the person. You was with them for like 6 months and shit. You know what I mean? And then-
I actually dealt with somebody that ended up getting locked up. I was young as hell at the time. I think I was still in
Mhm.
I know.
TJ. You know who that is, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And at that point, I think, and he was older than me, maybe like he was a little older than me. And I think at that point, you know, he let me go because it's like, yo, like you have you know. So no,
Live your life.
Mm.
Yeah.
Live
I
your
don't
life.
How much
hold you
time did he
down.
have? How much time did he have?
He did some time, right?
He did some time. He did a little bit of time, and then he came out. We still
How much?
cool. I can't remember. I was young, maybe 5, 4. I don't remember. I can't
Years.
Oh, 4
remember.
years.
Yeah, years.
And you was willing to wait for him and he told you no?
I don't think she was gonna.
No,
wait for
I
him,
wasn't. I
but-
wasn't gonna wait, but I think he knew,
Mm.
like you know, like I was in high school, like
He's gonna keep sending the nigga cigarettes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit.
Yeah.
I knew
People
I, knew
most
I
says
couldn't
I-
be. I couldn't be
It's not gonna
in a
happen.
relationship with somebody in prison because I don't even answer my phone, so I know I'm not gonna write letters. So I know this relationship is not gonna last.
And you have
long.
to
Right.
answer the phone. Those are collect
Yes,
calls, Mash.
exactly.
Facts.
It's that's a dub. That's a dub for me.
Yeah, I feel
Oh,
like
I need
there's
more.
a theme of just like the effort not being worth it. Like I just
And
wouldn't
I
put in
remember-
effort.
That's what my mother
she
found
gonna
out.
send
Them
she gonna
damn-
send you a warning letter, nigga. You better pick up.
Damn calls to the house. My mother like, who the heck? You know, my friend.
Mhm.
Word.
Mash,
Word.
you were
I-
saying
I-
something. Go ahead, kid.
Out. Go ahead, man.
Nah, I was just saying that I couldn't see myself being in a relationship with somebody who's locked up because I'm needy. Like I need physical contact. I need to have my
Mhm.
person close to me as my person.
Mm-hmm.
And if we had
Right.
started being in a relationship and then you got locked up because something happened, you got to be all right with me touching somebody else because you're not here to let me touch. So I couldn't see our relationship would have to be very open, like because we don't have the physical aspect. We could still be in a
Mhm.
relationship mentally, but I have to have somebody out in the
Listen.
world. I could not
That's a
have
fact.
somebody.
That's a fact. I
You know
feel
what I
like
mean?
you would have to speak candidly to her. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Prison Bay gonna know I'm
Good
fucking.
job, Shake. I saw that.
That's a
Mhm.
fact.
I done said that one a couple of times.
You would have to. I know you did, baby. But me personally, I got like just like you said, just like Boogie said, and you said, I feel like the effort, it's too much effort I would have to put into making this relationship work. Real talk, like I'm a lazy nigga. I can't be traveling upstate every day and shit to bring you cigarettes and shit like that. Like I'm good. Or once a week. I'm not down for the cause. So and I'm not saying that I'm not like, you know, a loyal nigga that won't look out for his girl if it's like a situation where we've been together for a long time. And I would definitely take care of her and shit, but like the relationship would definitely change, and I have to let her know. You know, I like I said, I would speak candidly with her and let her know I'm fucking other women out here. I'm gonna let you know that. Okay, I love you, and I'm gonna keep sending you these Newports, but I'm fucking these women out here.
Your
right?
TJ question: since you watching Love After Lockup, like what's the currency out there in jail anymore? Are they still using cigarettes? Is that a
no,
thing
it's
anymore?
not
No.
cigarettes, but it is like
What they using
items
now?
that from the commissary. It is commissary items.
Got it.
And I want to touch
Yeah.
on something, but I'm gonna let Boogie go first. Boogie, why was it no for you?
Oh no, I just said it's just not worth the effort. Like I wouldn't
Okay.
be consistent or whatever with it. I wouldn't take it seriously at all.
TJ said sophisticatedly ratchet.
Yeah, I said sophisticatedly ratchet because it depends. Like if I knew you on the outside prior, because I do
Well,
have
that's what I'm saying.
someone that I know that is dating someone that was dating someone that was incarcerated, and I know they listen to the podcast, so I'm not dropping no names or anything like that. But believe it or not, niggas in jail, they be doing more than niggas out in the world. Like,
What you think? Niggas got nothing but time.
They ain't
What
got
you think,
nothing
you the
else to
only
do.
real
I
nigga
know,
gonna
but
have?
okay. So I'm
What
talking about,
you
yes, they can hit you in the ear
Call
with,
you every
yeah,
day.
baby, how you doing? I'll call you every day.
Of
I'm
course.
like
What
that
else he got?
attentive. Yes,
Good.
but believe
Niggas
it or
out here,
not, he
regular
gives
niggas
her
gotta go to
money.
work.
No, not just the emotional, but he gives her money.
Wow.
Yeah,
Straight out
like
the
he's,
commissary?
I guess, no, outside of
So that means
commissary, I think-
prior to him going in, he was probably,
You know what I mean? Doing his thing, he
Yeah,
got some
doing
spare
his
change. You know what I
thing.
mean?
Got some
they
money
also do
stashed.
things in jail to make them make
Yeah.
money, and they can send money on the outside. And so,
Mm.
you know, this person has dealt with a lot of low lives, losers, and that haven't been able to like do for her. And now you have this guy on the inside locked up somewhere that is paying your bills, that's giving you money, that's
Mhm.
telling you all sweet nothings in your ear all day, every
Mhm.
day, and you're making sure that you are at that phone waiting for that collect call to come through. You know what I'm saying?
Question. How does he feel about her and other men?
I don't know. I can't talk to that. I can't speak to that.
Got it.
But I do
Got it.
think that I think she is committed to him, you know? I mean,
Hmm.
if you're filling the emotional bucket and you're filling the physical bucket outside of just like physical stuff, I guess. I don't
How
know.
can you do that? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. But then also watching the show, there have been some people that say that like there's a new episode out and it's Love During Lockup. And this is a whole new show, Love During Lockup. So there's a girl, I want to say she lives in New Jersey. She's a young girl. She dated some guy he's locked up and he's still in jail right now. He sent her $5,000 to pick out whatever ring she wanted. They're engaged. And she said when she goes to visit him, I guess they do stuff.
Wow.
Ooh.
Supposedly, like he has his friends that are in the visiting room looking out, and she's like, maybe he's finger popping her or feeling on her vagina, and she's like, you know, jerking him off. Things under the table.
Mm.
Where did those dirty hands been? All up in her fucking vagina. You dirty
I
whore.
know. Ew.
Exactly.
You know, that's what I'm thinking about.
That's
as
what
a
I'm thinking.
germaphobe.
That's what I was thinking too. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Were
bro.
you
I was like,
really?
yo, shorty, what
Yeah.
you must love him. You must
Yes,
love
definitely.
him.
But not for
Ugh.
nothing. Like, I'm a germaphobe, right? I'll make sure to tell my man, don't touch no doors, don't touch nothing, because I want you to rub me off real quick. If I haven't seen you in forever, like, yeah, I want you to feel on me.
Right.
Oh.
You know, but that's disgusting to think about.
Ugh.
I think, and to add on to what Mash was saying, I think the new commissary thing in jail is having access to a cell phone, because it's like, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of jails that got shit like that. They have
Yep.
phones and
TVs.
they're on TikTok.
Yo,
Do y'all see
remember-
these jail guys on
Yeah.
TikTok? And they have
Mhm.
millions of views and followers. What you was gonna say, Shake?
Now I was gonna say, remember what your friend was telling us about how, you know, if she was gonna be locked up, she'd rather be locked up in the UK because
Yes,
they
at
have
Star.
their
Shout out to
PlayStations,
Star.
their phones,
Yeah.
everything. I guess, you know, America is probably coming up to that level, but at the end of the day, we gotta remember that this shit is punitive, okay? So they can't have everything. You can't just be like, all right, nigga, I'm gonna kill a person and I'm gonna go to prison. I'm still gonna be getting 100,000 likes. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna get 100,000 likes and I'm talking about me killing people and I'm making money off of it. Like, you really have to make sure that this is punitive for people who commit real crimes. And I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm not knocking their hustle, because if I'm in jail and I make it on TikTok and I have 1 million followers, the minute I get out of jail, I already have all these endorsements, because when you have 1 million followers, that also equates to money. You get all these people wanting you to advertise their stuff. So I'm not knocking their hustle. Jail should be, yeah, I get it. It's punitive, but it should also like help rebuild you. So that's why I feel like if you're in jail, I forgot what the word is. It begins with the R though. Whatever. If it comes back to me.
Recidivism is the word you're looking for.
Oh, okay. What that mean? Because I ain't.
That means that's the cycle. That's the cycle of continuing.
Maybe she wasn't looking for that word.
Nah, that's not the word.
No. Out of prison.
Reform.
I ain't going fresh.
Reformative, right? I think reformative.
I ain't gonna lie, shit. You had
that nigga was so confident. He popped that one.
I knew that one.
You impressed me for a second. I was like,
it's that button-up shirt, nigga. It's that button-up shirt, bro.
Yeah, but that's
what the nigga threw the glasses on now too. You know.
Reform.
Yeah, it should be reformative. Like if you're in jail, there's no reason why you shouldn't get your GED, get your college credits if you can, so that you're coming out with something to stand on, because it's hard for people out of jail to get a job. And I think that's what a lot of these women are going through, and men. Once they come out of jail, they're on parole, and you have to deal with that now. Like there's this one girl, her name is Brittany, and she's dating a guy that went to jail for, I think he was like stealing drugs out of a pharmacy, and he owes money. What is that called when you owe money to the government?
Yes, I forget.
Damn, I can't remember that.
Taxes.
No, it's another word. Yeah, it's another word. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my God.
Whatever. Try to know the
I
word.
knew it could be taxes. That is something else.
I think it was an error.
I'm gonna find out the word. It's not taxi version. It's not. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out.
But pretty much every paycheck that he gets,
restitution.
Oh, restitution. Thank you, Bugs.
Yes, restitution.
There you go.
Yes.
Look at us coming up with all kind of vocabulary words here.
Scaly Ratchet, we here every week.
We are sophisticated. But long story short, like all his paychecks have to go to restitution, and she's like, "No, I want to get married. I want to have a baby." And he's like,
100% of the check.
A lot of his check. I mean, remember he's working a bullshit ass minimum wage job. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of his money goes to restitution. So
he did time, and he still got to pay. That's indentured servitude, for lack of a better term. That's crazy.
No, you do your time, and then you still owe restitution. Yeah,
it's like time after time when you think about it. Like you,
and that's exactly how he feels. He's like, "Yo, I did my time, and I still owe this money, but yeah, you still committed a crime, and you still owe this money from the pharmacy."
That's crazy. Well, that is the sense not to do that shit. That's crazy.
But anyway, that's all I have for reality TV. Wait. Go ahead. What's up?
I recently stumbled across some reality TV myself. Okay.
What are you watching, man?
Well, I am secondhandly watching my 600-pound life these days.
Oh yeah, I watch that all the time.
I gotta say, it is. What's that? It's addictive. It's addictive. Now,
it is addictive.
Again, I'm watching it secondhand, and one thing that I'm hearing about. Have anybody watched it, Bob? Like,
yes.
Sorry, my bad.
It's hard for me to watch that personally. I'm just be honest, but go ahead.
I watch it, and I just want to tap into one thing that I know that a lot of people that watch it, or people that do watch it, the first thing they say is, "How do these people find the mates that they have?"
Oh yeah, some of them are in relationships.
In relationship, yeah.
Most of them are in relationships.
Most of them are in relationships. Yep.
And I can't find a man.
And the thing about 600-pound life is that they record them on their regular day-to-day lives, and they always get them in the shower. I always find myself looking at their bathroom. Yeah. Their bathroom be looking horrendous. And I feel so bad because I be judging them because they so big. And I know they can't clean up after themselves. But it's crazy watching my 600-pound life. Y'all should watch this shit. It's wild.
I love it. Dr. Now. And Dr. Now don't play around. Dr. Now gonna put you right in your place. He give you the business.
So Dr. Now is a weight loss specialist.
It's a weight loss surgeon,
and he does a lot of the gastric bypass surgeries, and so they have to commit to losing a certain amount of weight before he even works with them. So he's very strict. He'll say, "Get on the scale. You can't. If you don't drop 20 pounds, then we're not having the surgery."
I'm not doing
and
the
it's
surgery.
true because a lot of it is mental, right? So a lot of them will have the surgery and then go back to their old lives. So yeah, it's important that they do therapy. But go ahead.
But Dr. Now, right? So
Go ahead.
Yeah.
My fault. My fault. I just want to tell you about
Nah, go
Doctor
ahead.
Now. Doctor
Yes.
Now be listening to these people who tell him these sob stories. Everybody got a
Stories.
sob story in my
Nigga
600
don't
pound
even
life.
blink.
And the
don't
crazy
care.
thing about these stories is that all of them, they are so in touch with themselves mentally. Like they can articulate their feelings very, very well. Like their parents will have a sob story, or they'll be poor, and they in order to compensate for that, they'll eat. And they'll tell these stories to Dr. Now, and Dr. Now will hear it. He'll be like, "But I told you to stop eating Cheetos." And he'd be like, "No, but Dr. Now, my mom, she does drugs, and you know, I just really struggle with it." He was like, "But you're not following the program." They'd be like, "No, but Dr. Now, I'm really trying." He'd be like, No, come back in 6 months, do it again, and if you don't do it, we'll
You're not
talk
getting
then.
surgery.
You're not getting
Facts.
You're
surgery.
not
Now,
moving
let's-
forward with surgery.
Some of them travel from far to get to Dr.
Yes.
Now too, and
That's
some of them
the
are
part
so
that I
big
like.
they can't fit in a regular car. They're like
Yeah.
put in the back of a truck because they're
Truck.
that
That's
big.
crazy.
With a mattress. That's the part
That's
that I watch. Some of them,
crazy.
some of them, the medical staff will have to come in and either put them on a stretcher. Other them, they're in the back of a van and they're driving. I think the last one I watched, the guy was from New York.
Wait.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was.
Yo,
from New York.
don't you what comes to mind whenever they stop to get food on those road trips?
Oh my
The
gosh,
orders
I'd
that
be
they
like,
be placing when they
because
pull
they
up
know
at
that's the last
McDonald's,
time they
it
can eat that. They trying to enjoy life.
Crazy.
Word, they
Because
paying
they know
niggas
that they
college
know-
feelings and shit. Like it's
Because
crazy,
they know,
bro.
like they're like, you know what? Let me just
Yo.
indulge now because I'm gonna have to be on this diet. So
How
I might
much
as well
money
eat
does
what I
it
wanna
take to
eat.
maintain that? Like
That's a lot.
crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just know addiction is real and shit. So when I see
Yeah.
somebody that can't control their shit, it's like I personally I try not to have too much of an addictive personality to anything. And you know, I that's some of the path that it leads you down. So I just think it's wild. That's why I said I can't watch it. It gets me to like because I don't understand that way of thinking, and I don't want to.
Exactly.
And so it doesn't
But
work. For me.
another thing that I like
Me
about
neither.
Dr. Now too, that he comes, he bring it to the family member too, because he stays saying that they're enablers, which they are.
Oh,
Some
yes,
of
he
them,
blames
yes,
the family.
he blames the family members, like, you know, but you're allowing this, you're getting it for them. You have to stop that behavior in order to help them progress. So he talks
a
about
lot of
that
them
too.
can't
Flash,
even
I think you
walk.
do need to watch it. I think you do need to watch it in
Yeah.
order to see how they get to that mental space to be there and then want to get to not be there because they don't really want to be big. Like they want to get the surgery done, but they're fighting themselves to get it at the same time.
Right.
It's a really interesting
But,
dynamic to watch. You
I
should
mean, we don't
check it
really
out.
see how they get there because you know they fuck around. They're already big by the time we get
Right.
there.
No, but
Like,
you
know what I'm
do.
saying? It's
They
like
go back.
They
They'll
talk about
say
it.
they talk about it. They
I
go
tell
back.
you.
They'll go back and
Oh
they
really?
tell you.
Because I
Yes,
don't
they
be
tell you.
understanding how they get to that point. So they
They'll
so
tell
they
you.
go over like a little.
Yes, like they'll start
Okay.
from they'll start like
Yeah,
when
hell
the baby's
yeah.
old. I was
Like a
born
picture
here.
of when
They
they
start
was,
at a
like,
childhood.
skinny.
Yep, and then they go
Yeah.
into
They give you the
how
full
it
story.
became.
They give you
Give
the
you the
full
full
story.
story.
Wow.
Yep. And then
Because
how they-
I don't think I could ever get it, bro. Like, how do you allow yourself to go that bad? And you know, I don't want to pass
trauma. It
judgment.
could be a
Well,
whole
I
bunch
don't
of
want to pass
trauma.
judgment.
Yeah, I was
Trauma.
about to say, Shay, because someone
Yeah,
who's like
trauma.
been big in the past, like I definitely
Trauma.
understand. Like I
No,
never gotten that big,
we're talking
but
about getting a tow truck to get you out of the goddamn
I'm not.
house.
I'm just
That's
trying to say
something
that
different,
you
my
could
nigga.
life could go
trauma.
left for you mentally where it be like that, bro. Like it
Yeah,
ain't like it's
trauma.
a, like shows like that been around. It's, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
not
it
like this the first
definitely
time you've
has.
seen some shit like that. It's
I
I
mean,
feel
you
like
know,
depression is a lot
Richard
realer than people
Simmons
give
been
it
out there
credit
making
for.
money for years. He
Yeah,
was out
even
there.
when
Oh, you
I
remember
used to love the
Richard
Biggest
Simmons.
Loser. Like even with the Biggest Loser,
Yeah.
things like that. Like that was the show too. That was a big
Like
show.
I just feel like the
Yo.
depression and just the thought process that leads you to that is like it's been around for a while, you know.
Yeah.
People
I
been
get
over
that.
there.
Word.
I just feel like if they're gonna also like ask for help, they gotta like stand by a lot of what they're saying. Just and it's based off of like what y'all telling me. It's like they're trying to get the help, but they're also, as Mash said, fighting their own demons or whatever the
Because it's
case is. So
addiction.
yeah, that's just difficult. Like I said, for me to watch. I mean, I don't mind watching just to watch it and get like insight and have empathy or whatnot, but it's just the fact that like for the people I know I love in my life, especially, it's like I'm telling them, hey, you know, do this, do that, do this. And even if they don't listen to me and whatnot, it's like I don't think me personally, I would try to let anybody get to that wild of a state and not try to have a bigger impact in their life to at least slow it down or say I
we all
tried
say
as
that.
much that I could before they got there.
Like remember we all like social media is a heck of a thing, like in terms of like people just getting big in general. Not the 600, like not no shade to the 600-pound people or whatnot, but just think about how just life overall just kind of fuels that kind of eating habits when you think about it. Like, you know, just the bad food that's available everywhere, just this depression, like social media landscape that we have. I don't know. Just it's easier to feed that kind, like that depression, that lifestyle is a lot easier to get into than you realize if you let it. But yeah, mentally, I feel like that's it. Mentally, you like, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of that separates.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I
Yeah,
highly
I
I can
recommend
never
saw
see
your
everybody
face.
watch at
myself
least
like
once.
getting big enough to get surgery. Even I know, like, yo, Boogie, this is a little too big even for you. And it's like I'd mentally will myself to bring it back down. I wouldn't need help, but I know that everybody else is different. They need help in different ways. So yeah,
Yeah, everybody got different willpower. I get it though.
yeah.
Mhm.
Willpower is
Facts.
I feel like essential though, for
And
that, for weight loss though.
yeah.
Like you need to do
And
it. You need to
TJ,
do it yourself.
TJ, I had wanted to say that you saying that you couldn't find a man and shit, but I don't think that's true. I think you just don't want the niggas that want you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, all right?
TJ said they
Because you're
broke, that's
bad.
why.
You're
Okay,
bad.
fuck
You
boy.
don't have any problem finding no man. But
Like
you don't
my
want the
cousin.
niggas. All the niggas that love you to death, you got them blocked. Okay.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true. That's very
You
true.
know what I mean?
I let them
Real
see my
talk.
stories though. That's
Yeah.
about it. I let them see my
Y'all
stories.
stupid.
Facts.
But Mash, I saw you skin up your face real quick. You have something to add to that, and then we'll close it out.
Nah. Did everybody watch 600-pound life? It's really interesting.
Yeah, I
All
like
right.
it.
I'm complete.
And
Actually,
stay
I
tuned.
wanted to kind of like I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Boogs.
Go ahead, TJ. If
No,
you're
go
still on
ahead,
reality
Boogs. I'm gonna
TV.
close it out.
No. All right, so I actually just I want to start this topic on the answer to this question alone. Has anyone here not seen Spider-Man?
Oh,
I'm gonna
I
drop
have not
out. Yeah,
seen it.
keep talking to y'all.
No, I'm not gonna
yeah.
spoil it.
Yeah,
I'm not
ready.
gonna spoil
I
the
have
match.
not
I was
seen it
asking
yet.
if y'all seen it. That's
I
all.
didn't
I
see
have
it
That's
not
all.
yet.
seen it.
Oh, okay.
I have
All
not
right.
seen
All right.
it
The
yet.
conversation is over, TJ. And
I saw
Thank
it.
you.
I saw it on
Thank you.
bootleg.
Oh, I should
saw
watch
it.
it on bootleg
I'm
just so
gonna
that we can
watch
talk
it.
about it because
I'm gonna watch
Boogie's
it,
to
but
talk
I haven't
about
watched
it.
it yet. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I am.
And
We
I'm
got you
baffled
covered
how
for
people who haven't
February.
watched it don't want to watch it. What's taking y'all so long?
We'll
I'ma
do
watch
it.
it.
We'll
They
do
don't
it for
wanna watch
everyone
it.
in
It's out of
February.
COVID. It's out of COVID.
Eventually, just like New
We're
Year's,
hour and a
you gotta
half
say
in. Let's
fuck
wrap it
them,
up, guys.
okay?
Let's wrap it up, guys. Let's wrap it up, guys. Let's wrap it up,
All
guys.
right,
All
guys.
right.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet. We appreciate you. You are part of the
Yes.
tribe. Thank you for just being you and loving us the way that you do. Please share us with a friend so we can be in the ears of as many people as possible.
Of
You can find us
course.
wherever you hear podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I love Spotify. Subscribe to us, add us, like us, comment. We're also on YouTube. So if you haven't been able to see us, see our faces, and match the voices with the faces, you can follow us on YouTube. That's So Ratchet Podcast. And on the first Wednesday of every month, we're going to be going live where you get to interact with us even better. You can check out our most recent live that we just did at the first January Wednesday of this month. What else? We are on it. IG. You can follow us on IG at So Ratchet Podcast. Same thing on Twitter, So Ratchet Pod. We're also going to be on TikTok too. So Ratchet Podcast is the name of our handle for TikTok. And I think I'm complete. Thank you guys for
Yes.
listening.
Thank you for listening, guys.
Facts.
We love y'all.
Yo, thank you, tribe.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace. Go see Spider-Man.
Peace.
Facts.
Yo, what's